Hi, friends. It's been a day, hasn't it? I have missed y'all so much. Well, no, I'm not. I'm right on time. As soon as I was about half a minute early, I'm going to type a question in here at the comments for you to answer. And I'm so happy to be back. I have missed you guys so much. Let me get my question typed in. Can't do two things at once. See, done messed up. Almost. I'm sure there's a way to do this before I actually go live, but I haven't figured it out. Which does it. Hi, Tammy. Are you okay from the storms? I noticed you said you had storms your direction. It's raining here. We just have a nice old good drizzly shower, and I like that. I enjoy just a good rain. Well, it's slowly posting my comment. What my post says, if it ever gets up there and posts it, is if you need a reset, type reset in the comments. Sometimes I think we all need a reset, don't you? I do. We're going to talk about that tonight. Now let me see. Now I have no comments. This thing's so wearisome sometimes. Now it says something went wrong. There are my comments. Karen, you remembered. Hi, Victoria. Helene, Susie, Lois, Linda Sunshine in West Illinois. Hi, Claire and Julia. I have just missed you guys so very much. Reset. Did my thing post? Did it post to type reset? Why, no. There it is. Let me pin it at the top. There we go. So, hi, Brenda. Sarah, hi. I'm proud you could tune in. Hi, Rita. Elvina, hi. Seen Brother Brad today. Oh, I'm just so happy to see everybody. Had scary storms. Oh, no. Oh, everything's okay, I hope. I have been missed. Thank you, Pat. That's so sweet. Karen says reset. If you need a reset, type reset in the comments. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate that. I said earlier on the other group, it was April 10th. It was actually April 11th. I hadn't looked at the calendar right. Tammy Joy needs a reset. Stacy needs a reset. Oh my, look at all of us. You know, just when you think you're in this all alone, somebody else comes along and says, me too. What have I got on my hand? Do you know what that is? I cannot not make a mess. I fixed me some flavored water, which, by the way, isn't that cute? You guys know I love raccoons. And then I got in here and spilled it everywhere and had to mop it up with a wet wipe. I specialize in the impossible. That is my specialty. Just a plain old do-over. Absolutely. You know, in the electronics things that we deal with, like our phones, sometimes you have to power them off and power them back on and do a reset. Or you have to download an update or do a reboot. We deal with this in everything today, it seems like. And what a reset. Hello, Janae, my friend. Hi, Lois. No, they're not cute when they dig up your yard. They're cute in theory, I think. Also have a stuffed raccoon. Told you guys I like raccoons. At least I'm not eating him. So, long story. Long story. Anyway, when today I had to go to Conway for some tests, and I wore this shirt starting out. I've never worn it before. I should have known not to wear it. It's actually ivory. It may look white there. I had to go fasting. No coffee, no food, no water, no happy. There was no happy about this face. When I got done with my test, the doctor's office had a coffee machine, and I made me 2 cups because I felt I was due 2 cups. Well, I was so eager. Can you see the spots? I was so eager to get my coffee that I spilled it all over my shirt. I don't know if you can see those on there or not. They're right here. First time I ever wore it. So I was thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight. That one you like. That's cute, Linda. Thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight, I was thinking about this shirt. The first time I ever wore it, and I did like it. It's comfortable, stretchy, long sleeves. I really like elastic on my sleeves because I do this all the time. And I liked it, and it was comfortable, and I hadn't worn it before. And then I spilled coffee just everywhere down the front. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I can count 12 spots easy. And I thought, am I going to throw this away? Exactly, Janae, me too. And black is a challenge because I have white dogs. So I do better with bright, colorful clothes. Tie-dye is my color because it'll match whatever I spill on it, hopefully. But I was thinking, am I just going to throw this shirt away because I stained it today? Or am I going to come in and give it some stain treatment and some scrubbing with some old Dawn soap? Am I going to try to get the stains out and salvage the shirt? Well, of course. I hope they come out too. Coffee and tea is hard to get out, especially on all white. Thank you so much, Janae. Lynette, you've been trying to keep spots out of your favorite shirt. Oh, I wear my food so well. Me too. I feel you, girl. But I was thinking about what we're going to talk about tonight, about resetting, bouncing back on track. Whatever words, phrases you want to use, that I'm not just going to come in and throw this. I could tie-dye it, Jan, I could. I'm not just going to come in and throw this away. I'm going to try to salvage it. The shirt isn't ruined. It's just got a bad spot. Or 15 bad spots on it. And I was thinking about that. I could, I think the whole thing would be pretty done like in a tea or tea or coffee color. Kind of a khaki thing. I may do that. Zach, did you slip on here? I'm so proud you did. How are you this evening, Zach? That's exactly right, Becky. You said it. We can't throw ourselves out. So, we may have faltered. We may have fallen. We may have slipped. We may have really erred. But are you going to throw away your whole journey because you goofed up? Or are you going to try to salvage? Pick up where you're at, salvage, and go forward. And thank you, dear. Zach, you're a sweetie. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Now, I posted the link to the Holy Mist Back on Track formula, which is try to go back when you've erred greatly and retrack. And if you can't go back, try to track really honestly for a day. Have a back on track meal where you go right back into that next meal. So go check the back on track article on the website because it has tons of good advice. And then I'll tell my sad story here. Mom went to the hospital on April 11th. And she passed away on Tuesday. I guess that was the 29th. So in that amount of time between traveling and finally ending up just staying at the hospital for 6 days, I have gained some weight. Have I used every excuse in the world to justify it? Absolutely. But excuses are just that. They're just excuses. Did I know what I was doing when I was doing it? Absolutely. I started out, doing pretty good, planning ahead as best I could, making good choices. Alinda says get an OxyClean stick. Ooh, I'll try that. I'll have to let you guys know how well I can salvage my shirt. I'm going to salvage my healthy eating journey much better. So I started out pretty good, making good choices, and we switched hospitals. Yes, Janae, no shame, no judgment. That's exactly right. Maybe confession. Confession's good for the soul, they say. So I'm confessing to y'all, and then me and God have to talk it out. But I started out at the first hospital she was at. They had really healthy food, and I did pretty good there. And I was going back and forth. So I would take what I was eating most of the time. But still yet, when you're there with us, Michaela, you're there with us. But when I would get home at night, I was tired. And I have learned that tired is, oh, amen, Becky. Excuses are useless. I have learned tired is a dangerous emotion for me, or a dangerous feeling. Tired makes me go back to an Old Testament me, 488-pound me, mindset of I can't do anything else. I might as well just eat. That was my old mindset. So when I would come home, I was really tired from traveling. It's a 5-hour round trip there and back, plus the time I was at the hospital. And I'd get home and I wouldn't fix a healthy supper, evening meal. Just maybe a sandwich, something like that. So I wasn't fueling myself very well. And I was tired. And I was stressed. And it's kind of like the perfect storm to fall back into that. All I can do is eat. That wasn't all I could do. But at the time, that's the predominant thought in my head. There was so much more I could have done that I didn't do. I chose eating. Lifelong problem there. I chose eating over anything else. So Mom ended up having to change hospitals and go into an in-hospital hospice for 6 days. And that whole time my sister and I stayed. We came home one day, took a shower, slept a couple hours, and went back. The rest of the 6 days we stayed with her day and night in the hospital. Oh, thank you so much for posting that, Sarah. I appreciate that. I had posted it earlier, but just in case you missed it, there it is. So once we changed hospitals, this hospital did not have as good a food. It's still no excuse though. I still have to keep reminding myself. They didn't have as good a food as the other hospital. But would you know they had crumble cookies? Oh, thank you, Cindy. That's sweet. Thank you so much. They had crumble cookies, and they had Italian cream cake, and they had Subway, and they had pizza, and they had biscuits and gravy, and they didn't have very much healthy food. They had Chick-fil-A. Hey, Dee. They had Chick-fil-A. Lots of fried stuff. Terribly salty stuff. I ended up buying myself compression socks in the hospital gift shop. I've got 2 nursey pair and this pair here because my legs were swelling so much. Just an excuse. Trust me, this is not all fluids. A lot of it is, but not all of it. So, by and by, yes. Oh, Carla, yes. I'm so proud you guys. I'm sorry that you understand, but I'm proud you understand. And loaded nachos. I mean, yeah, there was chicken in it, but there was also queso in it. Loaded nachos. And then one of us, me or my sister, one, felt that we needed to stay awake all night and make sure Mom was breathing as she got worse. And obviously I'm far better at staying awake than my sister. So I would take the first and longest shift and just let her nap and keep waking her up. I swear I slept with one eye open, what little I did sleep over 6 days. And guess how I chose to keep myself up at night? Keep myself awake. Oh, Janae, you're welcome. It is real. I'm not the only person to have gone through a hospital stay, and I like for fruit to come from bad things. And if somebody learns one thing to help when you're at the hospital or when you're in this stressful like tornado that you just don't know. Yes, Lynette and Lynette, sisters, I tell you, eating to stay awake at night. They had, of course, the vending machine haul, you know, and I got to where I was buying like 5 or 6 things and eating. And one day my sister said, "Did you eat all night?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I did." "Yeah, pretty much." She said, "Every time I was awake, you were rattling papers." I said, "Yeah, I ate all night. Actually, I did. For about 5 nights." That's so ugly. Ladies, I'm ashamed. I'll just tell you, I'm ashamed to share it, but I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not. Oh, Becky, that is so sweet. Thank you. I don't want to pretend to be I'm okay when I'm not okay, because I wasn't okay. I was a hot mess. Holy, but hot. And for about 3 weeks, I have eaten all over the place. Then after Mama passed, my oldest son and his family come and they stayed for 3 or 4 days with us, and there was no cooking went on. Oh, Carla, bless you, sister. I love you too. You're all gonna make me cry. Thank you, Helene. It does help to talk, and we're not alone. And that's something, I don't feel like there's enough in the, I hate the D word, the diet world about when life gets hard and when life is ugly. There's not a pamphlet on that anywhere I've ever seen. There's not a chapter in a book. And the Holy Mess does offer us how to get back on track. But when things go sideways and ugly, thank you, Aaliyah, we need to be able to talk about that and share with each other and it not be shameful, although I am quite ashamed of my little self here. But anyway, shame doesn't help us get anywhere. When the kids were here, there was pizza. Oh, thank you, Sarah. That's sweet. There was pizza, and I ate the pizza. There was Subway, and I ate the Subway. There were cookies, and I ate the cookies. And then we had, over on the membership page, today was weigh-in day. Ooh, talk about sticker shock. Holy moly. I've told you guys, I can gain weight really fast. That's an anomaly, gaining weight so fast, but it don't go away so fast. So I've gained close to 20 pounds in 3 weeks. There it is. I said it. I don't like it, but I said it. So now I have a task before me that'll probably take 6 months at the very least to lose this 15 to 20 pounds. Oh, thank you, Jen. Y'all are just precious. Thank you, Joanne. Yes. Give yourself grace. So what I did learn I could do at the hospital is they had a family room that had a refrigerator and a freezer. So I went and bought some, like those power bowls, the Healthy Choice steamers. I bought some of those. I bought a loaf of bread. I mistakenly bought a jar of peanut butter because I was going to have apples and peanut butter. I had apples. I had lunch meat. So that helped a lot, but I still had that nighttime munchy business going on. So that's where I'm coming to you from. At the bottom of the holler with the wagon just burned up into ashes and a hot mess that is back on track. I've done really well today. I've made really good choices. Oh, Karen, thank you. I love you, sister. She's seen me at Mom's funeral. Thank you. It does. You know where I gained my weight at. Right there. Anyway, I don't know why it goes there. That's where it goes. So, in thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight, I thought, you know what? We're going to talk honest, and we're going to talk ugly. And that's why I said we're going to talk ugly stuff. Because nobody likes to say, I've gained weight. I hate saying that. I don't even like saying it to myself. Whenever it's you and your scale and you weigh and you look and you see it, I immediately start going through, well, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. Rarely in the top three things it could be is it could be my mouth. Wonder why. I don't know why that doesn't come in there. So I just wanted us to talk honestly and ugly about when things go sideways and how I thought that reaction was out of me, but it reared its ugly head right back up there at me and went. And I think, to be honest, if I'm being really, really honest, oh yeah, that mouth. If I'm being really, really honest, I welcomed it as a comfort. I was eating food out of convenience that turned into food out of comfort, and honestly, food to stay awake. But a lot of it, I needed that, I thought. You know what I learned from that? Food does not comfort me. I got no comfort from food. In the moment, yes. When that Italian cream cake was going down and that crumble cookie was going down, yeah, I felt great. And then, you know how it is, as soon as you swallow the last bite, it's like all these uglies start. Why did I do that? What's the matter with me? Why can't I get it together? Looking at me. It's all my fault. I should know better. All those really ugly things that we start saying to ourselves. And guess what? That doesn't help either. The food doesn't help. Saying ugly things, it is a really hard cycle, Janae. Karen used to be up there with me, hauling around donuts. Yep. Donuts came along too. I really, to be honest, I can't think of a single food that I didn't lick, touch, taste, bite, whatever, or just eat. So, food didn't bring me comfort. Talking ugly to myself didn't bring me comfort. What brought me comfort? My comfort come from friends, from family, from God. And it's like, why do you go chasing after all of these things that you have around you all the time? So y'all have no idea how much your love and support has meant to me. Even when I was making ugly decisions and eating crazy, I should have just basked in everybody's love and prayers and kept my eyes on God, practice pause, pray, and plan instead of eat more, and eat again. So it was my choice. I made that choice, but I've learned from it. Food only comforts me in the moment. It has no lasting comfort. God's comfort is lasting. Friends' comfort is lasting. So back to this old shirt, I'd rather salvage where I'm at. I don't want to gain anymore. I'd rather lose 15 or 20 pounds than I had lose 360 again or more. Jan says sometimes when things are heavy on your heart, things like food needs to. That's true. That's true. Yes, Tammy, it is good to recognize it and get back on track. And it felt good today to be back on track. It really did. Making good choices and doing all the things I know to do. So on my little handout, and I do have a checklist. I know some of you guys like the checklist. When we start regaining weight we've lost, and I'm just speaking from my own personal experience, is I feel like a failure, which only makes me feel worse, which kind of starts like a dog chasing its tail. What came first, the chicken or the egg? We go round and around and around. So when we regain weight we've lost, which, you know what? That's common in your weight loss journey. Your weight loss journey will not be a steady slope down. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to kind of roll along like a little rolling river. You're going to go down, and you may go up. And remember, we're not in a race. We're here to be good to ourselves and feed ourselves healthfully for the rest of our life and make good decisions. And when we find ourselves not making good decisions, reel it back in really quick. So instead of reacting, reflect. Now, over the years of my life, I've had reactions to weight gain of like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I shouldn't eat this, I shouldn't eat that. First of all, go back and reflect. Why did you eat what you ate? Was there triggers? Was old habits creeping back in? Did something change? So reflect. That's part of the pause, the 3 P's, pause, pray, and plan. Pause and reflect. Don't react into, I can't eat over 800 calories a day, all this stuff. I can't have bread. I can't do this. We know none of that lasts for a lifetime. That's nothing we can maintain. So what was working for you before is what you need to go back to. Just your healthy eating plan. This is the harder one. This is one of those come to Jesus moments. Let go of guilt and shame. You know what? You will not thrive, you will not flourish living in guilt and shame. It's normal for our weight to fluctuate. Remember, the scale does not define who we are. That my weight is, or my worth is not my weight. My weight's just a number. My worth is far beyond the scale. And like I said, progress rarely is like that. Lots of peaks, lots of valleys along the way. And a temporary setback, what's the key word in that? My ears want to pick up setback, but the real key word in a temporary setback is temporary. It's just for a bit. It's just for a season. It was temporary. So when you catch this, get back on track. Go back to what you were doing before. If you were counting points, if you were counting calories, whatever plan you were doing, go right back to what you were doing as soon as you can catch yourself. Start tracking. Yes, temporary. Praise God, we are not stuck in our situations forever. We are in a temporary situation. And I know a lot of us have different health problems. You may have surgery. You may be dealing with family members that are sick. But we're in a temporary situation. Our situation will change. Try to be consistent with your meals. Focus on hydration. Let me get a little drink of my raccoon water. I'm numb. Strawberry, actually. Focus on hydration, consistency with your meals, and plenty of fiber and plenty of protein. Things that we all know to do, things that are healthy. Set a mini goal. A mini goal is not, I want to be back to where I was at in 1 month, because it only took 1 month to fall sideways, so it should take 1 month to fall back, right? No. My body does not work that way. So I'm going to set mini goals. Instead of saying, I need to lose this all over again and then get back on with my plan. Say you plan to lose 100 pounds, you lost 50 and you gained 20. Don't say, now I have 70 pounds to lose. Start where you're at. I'm going to work on this 20 and then get back on my track. Your goals can be, go for a walk. I went for a walk today, and I done my membership, the May movement from the membership. I done that today. So get back to moving. Plan your meals. All these things. Ask for help. You know, far as I know, there's no harm in saying, I'm not really good at this sometimes, and I messed up. If you've got a buddy, if you've got a friend, this group is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, to love on you and encourage you and give you accountability that you need. One of the hardest ones is being kind to yourself. I noticed Aaliyah said that, be kind to yourself. Practice self-compassion. Say to yourself what you would say to your friend. Would you say to your friend, you are a total goofball. How can you mess up so much in such a short amount of time? Well, of course not. We wouldn't dare say that to our friend. We'd say, it's going to be okay. You're getting your head back on straight. You're getting back in the plan. You're going to do what you did to lose it, to get back to where you're at. Oh, Donna, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. Thank you, Karen. Karen and I went to high school together. Thank you, Karen. But it's so quick to have this knee-jerk reaction of, oh, I'm not going to eat breakfast. I'm going to have a shake for lunch and a salad for supper, and I won't have over this many calories. And next thing you know, you got your head in the bottom of the bag of chips again. So we know that don't work, so we're not even going to try that. I'm going to post this checklist. If you want to print it off, you can. And it's a weight loss reset checklist. And I'm going to go over it real quick. At the top, it says, print me, post me, use me. Number 1 is reflection without judgment. Ooh, that's really hard. Acknowledge that we gain weight. We're people. We gain weight. It doesn't mean you failed. It means the scale moved. Write down a thought about what could have changed your mindset. Remember, that's that reflection. And remind yourself progress is not a straight line down. Use your reset tools, which is tracking. 1 full day. Track 1 full day, even if it's ugly. Especially if it's ugly. Track 1 full day. Go to your go-to meals, your back on track meals, your snacks. Have you set your environment up to this yes environment? Make one habit that's non-negotiable every day. It may be, I will track my food honestly every day. It may be, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes today. I'm going to get my water in today. Whatever it is, one habit for a day that no matter what, non-negotiable, you're going to do it. And that really helps. And back to that yes environment. If you've got food that's crept in the house, get it out of your sight or out of your access. The second thing was talk to a friend, or if you're in a Weight Watchers group or our group here, and reframe your goal. Your goal is not to have all the weight fall back off in 2 days. That's not realistic. So focus on 3 or 4 days at a time, a week at a time, and remind yourself that with consistency you can turn this around. That's what is a comforting thought, is we can turn this around. I liked that word too, Carla, because I can negotiate. You know, not only am I a thrifter, I like to negotiate the prices. So it's non-negotiable. You can't negotiate the price at Walmart. It is what it is. But when you go to a yard sale, you're like, hey, this has got a little thing right here. Can you take off a little bit for that? And, you know, you can negotiate and try to lower your price. So we can't negotiate on some things, just one thing a day that you're not going to negotiate on. And this has at the bottom, if you print it off, this little script that I love. I've done hard things before. Amen. We have done hard things, and I can do them again. This is a detour, not a dead end. My worth is not defined by a number on the scale. Every healthy choice I make today is a vote for my future. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. Oh, that's a good one there. Today is a new day, and I get to write the next chapter. I'm strong, I'm capable, and I'm not alone. One choice at a time, I will move forward, and I will believe in myself. I really liked that. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves of oh, thank you, Donna. Bless you. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that. Is like Aaliyah said, be good to ourselves, be kind to ourselves. believe in ourselves, cut ourselves some slack. One of my former Weight Watcher members, I really like what she said about how Weight Watchers for her was different that time. She said, because if I gain weight, I know what to do to get it off. Instead of, if I gain weight, I'll quit. As long as we don't quit, we're doing good. I've had a lot of comfort from getting caught up, because I have been behind, but in the Craving Grace, and it talks about 30 days to break through from food strongholds. This is our Christian weight loss guide for the month. And then if you're in the membership, work in the plan, work in the program. I didn't get to finish up all of April, so I didn't get the badge for finishing it. That's over in the membership. I gave myself a badge for trying, but not for all of my doables, because I would have been a fibbing, so I can't do that. So how do we apply this from the Bible? What's our crumbs from the table going to be? I love this one. Galatians 6:9, very often quoted passage of Scripture. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So, making good choices, that's what this can apply to here. Let us not get tired of making good, healthy choices. I get tired of doing that sometimes. I get tired of reading labels. We all get tired, but the Bible tells us don't get tired. Just like in our walk with Christ, don't get tired, because in due time you're going to reap a harvest if you don't give up. And that can apply to our dieting journey and our weight loss journey so much. Don't get tired doing good, because you are just about to round the corner and reap a harvest because you didn't give up. So I'll post the printable later, and I love you guys so much. And like I said, every single message, comment, thought, and prayer was so greatly appreciated. I didn't get to answer some of them back yet, but please know it meant the world to me. Janae says she gets tired of constantly tracking and checking. Yes, it does add up. The small things become the big things. Becky says she gets tired too. That's something else we might need to do a week on, is burnout, diet fatigue, burnout, because it's a constant work, and something that we have to work on so much every day. And my challenge for you this week, pick one thing that's non-negotiable. No matter what your day, this one thing you're going to do. And we'll check back in next week and see if we've had all a better week. So I love you guys. Bye-bye.